Hey boys and girls, Main Brew Guy, happy Homebrew Wednesday. General updates and no real big deal, just transferring some wine over, transferring my Pilsner into kegs and cleaning and drinking a little beer and opening a package from, take a look. Look what that's from. Yeah, I'll be transferring wine to secondary. Oh, oh, another one. SJ, do you think I'm that big, brother? That's awesome. What do we got here? Oh, nice. Thanks, man. Get them all in the Star Sand. Awesome, awesome. Go stick all this in the garage. Hops order. More hops. Grains and grains and grains. Yep. Good, I'm gonna need the rye. Finished my Black Betty, it's done. Supercharger brew day. Okay, good. Excellent. Excellent, Smithers. Transferring over the Merlot, going into secondary. It's going to get a tertiary on this one because I'm going to. Well, I don't think I'm going to fit the whole thing in there because the wine is about 6 gallons and that only holds 5. So I'll probably bottle a few from the secondary just to save it. Although it's going to have a different label on it because it won't have the oak aging of that barrel on the few bottles that I get to bottle, before it goes into tertiary. The barrel's all prepped. It's filled with water and ascorbic acid, just to make sure there's no bugs in the barrel. We're ready to about 10 days, 14 days in here, and then I'll clarify it, degas it, let it set overnight. Well, I'll put as much in that barrel as I can, and then I'll bottle the rest, which probably will end up being about 2 bottles. All right. Pilsner. Transferring over. I'm going to take a sample. It's going into a clarifier. I'm going to actually clarify in the keg, which is going to be theoretically the tertiary, because conicals are when you blow off the yeast, they're pretty much in secondary. I'll put the clarifying agent in here. I'll leave it out here in the cold. I just want to take a sample. Still fairly clear, but I am going to clarify it a little more. I dry hop this a little bit. Not picking that much up though. Not bad. Should be interesting carbonated. There's no off flavor so far. Into the next one. As I was making it God, I can't speak today. It looks so cloudy in here, but it really isn't that cloudy, as you can see. And it's cold out here. It's probably about 42 degrees out here. Although that says 40, maybe it is more, 45 degrees out here. And, you know, I'm sure it might cloud up a little more, which is why, well, you know, at like 36 or 34 Fahrenheit, or most Pilsners are served with a higher pressure as well. But I am obsessed with brewing a good Pilsner for whatever reason. It's one of the hardest ones, I think, to brew. I mean, I brew all kinds of stuff. Not a lot of stouts. Only a few stouts. I like a stout, but I would actually end up tying up a keg for, God, probably a year or more with a stout. I just don't drink it on the regular. IPAs, black IPAs, you know, pale ales, wheat beers, Belgians, doubles, triples, quads, Scottish ales, red ales. I mean, make all of them, drink all of them. And I think I do a pretty good job making them. Pilsners are very fickle. I've made only one batch that I was absolutely, completely satisfied with, and I have not been able to repeat that since. And a lot has changed because I was using water in Maine, and I'm in Massachusetts, Western Mass now, and the water is different here, so I have tried a bunch of different things with water profiles, i.e. using, you know, 50% RO water and tap water, and then removing the chlorine with a charcoal filter at slow rate. Still, this batch here has promise. I did dry hop this one, which I've never done before on Pilsner. But I don't think I did enough because I'm really not getting anything on it. But we'll see what happens with the carbonation. It may pick up a little bit. It's supposed to be very subtle anyway. So next time maybe I'll add more dry hops, and maybe later into the secondary, because I added this into the secondary very early into the secondary when I blew off all the trub. And there's still quite a bit of yeast down in there. I'm starting to see it now. But it's been sitting in secondary now for, well, since I blew off the trub, and I actually blew it off twice. Probably about 8 weeks. Because I brewed this all that November. Bottom fermenting yeast. It's so weird the way it looks. It's looks like the bottom of the sea. It kind of grows up in leaf-like things. Look at that. And I blew off trub twice, so this stuff just wasn't pulling through. So I guess hindsight is probably not do a Pilsner in this again. Although, was the first Pilsner? See, the first Pilsner I did was not in the conical fermenter. So SJ Challenge, I think it was 2014. That was a fail. But I brewed one since then between that one and this one, which was much better. And they go quick. Which is fine. Here, I brew them. They're popular. Wow, that was a lot more yeast cake than I anticipated. I was just wasting beer because when I was blowing off the trub, it was just giving me a little bit of cloudiness and some beer. So I stopped. And that was the second time I blew off trub. So look at that. That was amazing. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do next time. I'm going to do them regular carboys. So when I transfer to secondary for lagering, it's not sitting on all this yeast. Well, I'm not really tasting any yeast breakdown. probably because it's so cold out here. No, off yeast lysis kind of issues. So the secondary clarifying agent in the kegs, what I'll probably end up doing is when I first tap this and the keg settles down, I'll run a few glasses of beer that's going to probably pull a lot of the junk off the bottom until I get a clear pour. So I'll probably waste a couple glasses on each keg, but that's fine. That's why I brew 10 gallons of this stuff. Look at that. That is amazing. I'm in awe of that, actually, because I dumped twice the trube, and this is what was left, and it would not come through. It looks like big sponge cakes. Uh-oh. Well, that's the end of it. That's pretty much it, guys. Project is almost done. And then I got to compile the footage. It's really footage from quite a while, spread over time, and put together this little project. It's not a big deal, but it's just one of those things where, didn't really spend a lot of time on it, and kind of plucked away at it slowly. And video is forthcoming. Cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Peace. Cheers. Good stuff.